Hey everyone, welcome to this explainer. Look, what if I told you that artificial intelligence might actually become the single biggest economic revolution in human history? I'm not just saying it's going to be bigger than crypto or bigger than smartphones, I mean literally bigger than the internet itself. I know, it sounds like a massive claim, but today we're really going to dive into the math and the mechanics of how this could actually happen.
$30 trillion. Take a second to wrap your head around that. That is, roughly speaking, the size of the entire U.S. economy today. And remember, it took centuries, right? Centuries of industrialization, globalization, and massive technological leaps just to hit that staggering number.
But watch what happens when we fully enter the AI era. $300 trillion. Yeah, you heard that right. Some projections are actually suggesting America's GDP could potentially hit $100, $200, or maybe even $300 trillion over the coming decades. Does that sound totally insane? It kind of does, but history shows us a very clear pattern when it comes to technological leaps of this magnitude.
And the crucial point here is this. Whenever human productivity massively increases, civilization just changes forever. See, for most of modern history, our economic growth basically came from adding more workers, building more factories, or hooking people up to the internet. But AI changes something much deeper. It's not just another app to download on your phone, it's stepping in as a digital worker, a software engineer, an automation engine, and a dedicated research assistant. It is a true across-the-board productivity multiplier for nearly every industry on Earth.
Okay, let's dive into this. Section 1. The engine of GDP. Let's start with the absolute basics. GDP, or gross domestic product. It's really just the total value of everything an economy produces. And the foundational rule of economics is that when productivity goes up, meaning we produce way more value using the exact same or even fewer resources, GDP goes up. It's that simple.
So imagine this domino effect. Say one worker suddenly produces 5 times more output just by using AI tools. Because of that massive boost, companies manufacture more, their everyday operational costs drop, and their profits naturally grow. This instantly accelerates innovation, raises wages, and expands the whole economy at a completely unprecedented pace. And this step-by-step ripple effect, that is exactly why governments and massive corporations are literally pouring hundreds of billions of dollars into AI infrastructure as we speak.
Moving right along to Section 2, a new paradigm, muscles versus brains.
Think about all our past industrial revolutions for a second. The steam engine, the assembly line. What do? They mostly helped human muscles, right? They automated physical labor. But the AI revolution, on the other hand, helps the human brain. It's automating cognitive labor. And guys, that is a completely different level of impact on how a society actually operates and creates value.
I mean, look at what it's already doing. AI can write code, analyze mountains of data in literally seconds, automate these super complex workflows. It's even accelerating things like drug discovery from years down to just a few months. It's optimizing shipping logistics and improving manufacturing. Because of all this, a single engineer armed with AI could very soon be doing the work of an entire team from just a decade ago. And that massive productivity gain, it doesn't just sit in one sector. It spreads like wildfire across the entire economy.
Which brings us to Section 3. The picks and shovels. The AI stack.
You know the old saying about the gold rush, right? The people who reliably made the real money were the ones selling the picks and shovels. Well, in the AI era, those tools make up an entirely new global industrial layer. We aren't just talking about flashy software startups here. You've got the AI chips from heavyweights like NVIDIA, AMD, and Broadcom, running on crucial cloud infrastructure from Microsoft, Amazon, and Google. But let's go even deeper. These AI data centers consume an unbelievable amount of electricity, creating potential winners in the energy and power sectors, like Vistra and Constellation Energy. And because all those massive servers get ridiculously hot, you need intense cooling infrastructure from companies like Vertiv. Plus, as the whole system grows, cyber threats grow right along with it, making cybersecurity firms like CrowdStrike and Palo Alto Networks absolutely essential.
Oh, and we definitely can't forget the underlying memory and storage ecosystem either. We're talking about companies like Micron and the broader DRAM network. Without massive, lightning-fast data storage, literally none of this complex processing is even possible. It's the hidden backbone of the whole operation.
All right, let's look at the numbers. Section 4. The magic of compounding math. Now, what's really fascinating about this next idea is how the math actually plays out.
So historically, the U.S. economy has grown in a baseline of roughly 4 to 6% nominally per year. But what happens if AI adds just a tiny 1 to 2% of additional productivity growth on top of that annually? Bumping up from, say, 5% to 7% might not seem like a massive, earth-shattering leap if you're just looking at it year to year.
But here is the so what that you really need to take away from this. That 1 to 2% boost compounds. It doesn't happen overnight, but year after year, that invisible compounding math is the exact mechanism economists use to project how a $30 trillion economy today could realistically explode to $100, $150, or even $300 trillion over the next few decades. That magic of compounding is the key idea that most people are drastically underestimating right now.
Of course, it's not all sunshine and up and to the right charts. Let's get into Section 5, the reality of risks. We've got to be clear-eyed about this. We are facing some very real objective risks. We will absolutely have to navigate job displacement as roles shift across the board. For sure, there are going to be market bubbles, massive overvaluations, and way too much AI hype. Let's be real, a lot of these AI startups are going to fail. We're also looking down the barrel of potential energy shortages, the very real threat of advanced cyber warfare, deep misinformation, widening economic inequality, and let's not forget the intense geopolitical conflict over chip supremacy. The path forward is incredibly complex, to say the least. But to put those risks into a bit of historical context, remember the dot-com bubble? Just like the internet bubble violently crashed in the year 2000, the internet itself still went on to change the world forever. Short-term market bubbles and failing companies do not erase long-term structural technological transformations. The overall productivity trend can absolutely still reshape the entire global economy, even if the road to get there is incredibly bumpy.
Bringing it all together now, Section 6, Foundational Infrastructure. The single biggest mistake people are making today is looking at AI like it's just another passing tech trend. It's not. It actually belongs in the exact same category as electricity, semiconductors, industrial automation, and the internet. It is literally becoming the foundational infrastructure for modern civilization. Think about it this way. The internet connected the world, right? It allowed humans to communicate and share data instantly. But AI does something totally different. It amplifies the productivity of the world. And if that amplification truly takes hold across our industries, the next 20 years could easily become one of the most massive periods of wealth creation and economic expansion in modern history.
So I want to leave you with this provocative question to chew on. Will AI actually create the biggest economic boom in human history? The math, the crazy infrastructure build-out, and those massive productivity multipliers, they all point to a world that's about to be completely transformed. Thank you so much for joining me to explore this incredible topic today. If you want to keep diving deep into structured explainers just like this one, make sure you hit subscribe, and I'll see you next time as we continue to unpack the huge forces shaping our world.